Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody is well today, and anyone that's joining us early, thank you for getting up and making the effort. We find ourselves at Edinburgh International Airport. Still a bit dark, as you will see. We have something coming on approach. To be honest, I'm not sure what it is, so I'll just train the camera. At the minute, it just looks like a fairground attraction, I would imagine. So at the minute, it's more like a UFO. Could people tell me if they can hear me okay in the chat? It sounds okay at this end. So a rather chilly morning, but not as cold as it was yesterday at Newcastle, so reasons to be cheerful. So unless I'm much mistaken, that was a Delta Airlines 767, probably about 20 minutes early, which is a shame because it would have been quite nice to have caught that in the daylight, but I'm sure the daylight won't be far away. Just going to put the camera on pause at the minute. As I say, if there's anybody out there in the chat, if they could just let me know how the sound's coming through, that would be really appreciated. Oh, more traffic. So it does look quite a decent roster of flights for today, which is good for us. We'll be on for about 3 hours, battery permitting. Oh, and of course the usual gremlins that outside broadcast has to manage around, so it still looks rather dark. I'm on night setting at the minute, so that's as optimized as I can be, I'm afraid. Now, I think we have an Aer Lingus ATR 72 in due about now. I've not had a chance to look at flight radar, and it's rather too dark to work this one out, so let's just see. Certainly not an ATR 72. Good old EasyJet. It's still a bit dark. Just trying to train the camera on the Delta that's taxiing in. I think with hindsight, I probably would have benefited from going half an hour later. Somebody else on short finals, I can see out the side of my eye. Oh, and a takeoff as well. Did say it was going to be a fairly healthy roster, and it looks like the early morning traffic's living up to. Living up to expectations. Certainly no margin for dawdling with that outgoing flight, with the next one on its way in. Ryanair, 737. See if we can pick up this taxiing EasyJet. Good morning, John. How are you doing? Thanks for joining us. Sorry the light hasn't quite turned up yet, but I'm by nature something of an early starter. Would you mind just confirming whether you're getting good sound? Oh, thanks, John. Oh, dear. So where are you from, John? Right, chance for a quick peek on flight radar, I think. Everything else seems to be running. Morecambe. Oh, good morning to Morecambe. Hope the weather's behaving itself there. Out of curiosity, is Blackpool Airport still open? I know there was some talk in the media about it closing, but you know what the media is like. Certainly national media. Stories come and go. So put the camera on hold for a minute. We'll have a quick look at the chat. All right, Blackpool is closed. Oh, that's a shame. So do you get spotting? Where's your spotting pick in the northwest? I mean, I'm sort of looking beyond Manchester, which I suppose is its own honeypot, but I don't know if there's any other airfields in that part of the country that you ever get out to spot to. Oh. And according to flight radar, short finals, we have a -8 fly B. And I don't know about you guys and girls, but I do have a soft spot for -8s. Probably harking back to some kind of golden age, I suppose. So this will be an incoming from Birmingham, about 50 minutes as I understand it. Yeah, I like Manchester. Hopefully we're going to get out there to do some live stream once we've officially gone live from January onwards. Although the coverage there is pretty extensive, and therefore I don't really want to double up on content that others are producing. But it is nice there, especially on the South Bank. I think if I lived nearer to Manchester, you'd probably find me residing on the South Bank. So with the Dash 8 on its way in, I can see a Ryanair 737 on his way out. So we should get some back-to-back action, hopefully, once the Dash 8's cleared the runway. I've got a BA pushing back as well. Lovely red sky over yonder. Although I'm half reminded of that childhood saying, red sky in the morning, shepherd's warning. Oh, I think the forecast is actually quite poor for the second half of the day. So there's probably something in that. So we have a Ryanair 737 on his way out. Or her way out, depending on which way you want to look at it. Use my heavy hand on the switch. Fingers are getting cold already. So it's good to see the light improving. see somebody out the corner of my eye turning in for final approach. I'll have a quick butchers on flight radar when I finish tracking the flyby. Right, while we await the Ryanair 73 on its way in, let's track the British Airways A321 Neo, who's making her way out. Just start to make out the shape of the Pentland Hills in the background if you look behind the tower. Sure sign dawn is coming. Good morning, Mark at North Sky Aviation. How you doing, mate? Well, that's good to know, John, in terms of the reception on the South Bank, because obviously that's the bane of outside broadcast life, signal quality. Lord knows while we've been doing our practice and trial runs, we've had quite a bit of learning in relation to that side of the business. And I think even the very experienced players still have those days where the kit doesn't work for the unfathomable reasons. Check out that sky. That looks like the BA is about to take his position. As soon as Ryanair shuffles off. which is a curiosity as to what extent the industrial action by border force staff will impact on departures. Probably see how that plays out during the course of the morning. Yes, it's certainly a gloomy one, Mark. There is no question about that. As you can see in the background to the A321 taking off, they look quite ominous clouds. Certainly, I'm hoping the weather holds off until we finish at about 11 o'clock. For the Ryanair on his way out. Let's have a quick look at the chat. Yeah, there seem to be an awful lot of strikes on at the minute. Trying to coordinate travel plans is something of a challenge, I would suggest. Yeah, Edinburgh's one of those places. It's a reasonable jaunt from the northeast, but it's lovely when you're here. The backdrop's just stunning. A beautiful part of the world. I'll just take a quick pan across. So straight in front, let's zoom in, we have the tower, and in the background you'll be able to make out the Pentland Hills, which still got a fair amount of cloud skirting across the tops by the look of it. One of those places I quite fancy going and doing a bit of walking when I'm on a different mission. Apparently the highest peak there is a place called Scold Law. It's about 579 metres, which sounds like an energetic day out. Certainly be interesting to see what the airport would look like when viewed from up high. Sounds like the bird patrol are on the way out. Let's have a quick look at the chat. Yeah, I think, Mark, about picture quality, it's interesting because, as you know, with Newcastle Airport, you get some great skies there. I mean, the daylight can be quite slow, but you get some amazing skies. Downside being, and it seems every time I turn up at the minute, a bit of drizzle's not far behind, but those are the breaks. So let's have a quick look, see what's happening out and about. So by my reckoning, or Flight Radar's reckoning to be more accurate, we have KLM on her way in, 8 minutes out with Flight Radar. That'll be an Embraer E195 E2. So we'll look forward to that. In terms of outgoers, let's just see what's pinging at the minute. To be honest, seems to be a bit light on pings. Or my connection's not doing itself a service. So let's just have a little look and about and see what we can see. So plenty at stand. Jet2s, British Airways, EasyJet, I can see without putting my glasses on. Taking a bit more of a steadier pan round. Let's have a look into the main terminal. Not an awful lot there at the minute. And then we'll come round to Ryanair's. Just leave the camera there. I just need to have a quick look-see at some of the stream data, so I don't think I've abandoned you viewers. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, the windy days, Mark, are sometimes I think some of the better ones. No question about that. Yeah, you're right about the tower as well, having some similarity to Newcastle's. I know there's, I think it's Avgeek Mel often puts some good tower shots up. Something about towers are quite iconic, aren't they? I suppose it's how you give your airport its individual character. I mean, certainly this airport seems to have plenty of prior character. I had a bit of a research before I turned out today. It started its life as a Royal Flying Corps aerodrome back in 2016. Became RAF Turnhouse, named after an adjacent local village. In 2018, only got its first hard runway during World War II, and they had spit spaced from here. So I think, and I'm not quite sure how many different types have flown from here, but it certainly has a lengthy RAF history. In terms of traffic, they say it's the UK's 6th busiest airport. That's 2021 figures. So it'll be interesting what 2022 has brought with the recovery from the pandemic, such as it is. But in terms of Scotland, obviously it is Scotland's busiest airport. I understand, although I've not counted it personally, that they service 158 destinations from here, which seems an awful lot of places. In terms of some of the other details about the place, single runway, as I think you'll have concluded. Westerly arrivals come in as they are today on runway 24. The opposite end is when sorry, for easterly arrivals, should I say. And the westerly arrivals come in on the 06, the opposite end. 2,560 metres length in total. So let's just have a little zoom around to the tower, because that's where we did start talking, towers. So I'm told the tower is 57 metres high. Be lovely to go up, and you often see pictures posted on Twitter from within towers. I think it'd be a great thing to experience. But yeah, 57 meters high, built in 2005, I understand, at a total cost of around 10 million quid. So expensive stuff. Okay, so just having a quick drop into my streaming software. So do excuse me. I can see somebody coming in on the far horizon. Let's see who that might be. That'd be the KLM, I would have thought. And so it is. To be followed by an AirX BizJet shortly after that. So that'll be nice. Mitsubishi Challenger 850. So this will be the final test stream. I think I may have mentioned this earlier, but for anyone that's just joined us, the next streaming action from Plain Sailing Aviation will be in January when we officially go live. This is just the final shakedown, just to try and make sure that we've got as much reliability as we could muster from the setup that we've got. So all being well, we'll be able to put details out on that very shortly. It's going to be an away fixture. I think I've revealed that on the community post. We just haven't decided the final details on the where. Probably going to be a double header. Now I'm conflicted. I can see an ATR 72 on its way out. Oh, it's not. It's a Dash 8. Flybe Dash 8. No, I was right first time. ATR 72. Just asking the chat, are you getting decent sound off that? Looks like we've lost the red sky. which is a shame. So this plane's completed its 1 hour flight from Amsterdam, delivered in February of this year. So pretty much a brand new plane. Here we go. And there is our next arrival. The AirX Mitsubishi 850 Challenger. So this is incoming from Biggin Hill, I understand. Oops, bit too zealous on the zoom. Light's still not good enough yet to get too gung-ho zooming in. There we go, that's a bit sharper. Beautiful. Your mind does have to wonder how many people are actually on that plane. I guess we'll never know. Sounds like the bird patrol are out and about. See an EasyJet pushing back in the foreground. So as always, folks, if you like what you see, please do hit that like button. It does help the channel grow, and whereas we don't have any high ambitions to dominate the world, obviously we would like to grow the channel and bring you more viewing, hopefully from an interesting range of locations. So please do hit the like button. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. Again, you'll help us grow. And if you are already subscribed, thank you very much for your support. We do look forward to bringing you a lot more content from 2023. We're incredibly excited about that. We'll be able to devote a lot more time to this side of things. That plane really is easy on the eye to me. Others may disagree. Right, let's leave that and have a quick pan across the terminal. Keep you abreast of what's moving and what isn't. Sounds like the bird patrol are off again. Getting their quota in. Here's our pushback EasyJet. Oops. Let's have a quick look at the chat. Good morning, El Zorro. Yes, it is a cool livery. Great you could join us, mate. Delighted to have you on the stream. So next inward would appear to be an EasyJet A320 Neo. I think it's the one in the Europe car livery, but let's just see. There's a flash of green on this flight radar picture. The EasyJet that is currently taxiing out, she is off to Bristol, which I think is around 50 minutes or thereabouts. I would think this one will get out ahead of the incoming EasyJet if they get a wriggle on. Let's see. I can see a Jet 2 pinging in front of the terminal building, so it looks like traffic's about to start picking up again, which of course is welcome. No, he's not going to get out sooner. This is why I'd never met the cut as an air traffic controller. I'd be saying, yeah, there's a gap. Go on. Sorry, I took my eye off the camera there to look at the monitor. Fatal. I can see the second of the Aer Lingus ATR 72600s about to go. He's just taking his place in the queue. Let's see if it is the Europe car one. And so it is. I think we saw this last time we were at Edinburgh. Something of a soft spot for arrivals from the east at Edinburgh. It's from a spotting perspective, it's great. You get to see plenty of approach action, but everything that comes past you is passing the terminal too, which is quite nice. When they come in from the other end, the approaches are okay, but from a scenic point of view, there's just less to look at. So we've been blessed today. I think the winds are due to change over around midday when the poorer weather comes, so I'd imagine there'll be a runway switch that will track that. So off to Bristol. Oh, nice bit of spray there. Up and away. Plenty of traffic on the move. Stay right with us, folks. Plenty to show. So if you do like what you see, please do hit that like button. I mean, this channel's not really all about the likes per se, but the way YouTube works and the way that you get promoted on YouTube, I think we all know are heavily linked to the like count. So any support you can render will be greatly appreciated, as would subscription. Here we go. Beautiful sound. I can see a Logan Air being towed around as well. Looking to the chat. Sorry, I've not been in and out. Hi, Mark. No, I didn't. That's interesting. Usually, when I'm sitting in my living room, if I hear anything going over, I'm onto flight radar straight away. I must have been taking a nap or physically out. Do you know where it was going? Here we go. She's going out heavy. Oh, Stavanger. Yeah, not loud enough for me, Mark, unfortunately. Pulling the camera across the freight hub. That's a beauty. West Atlantic. No dramas there. Okay, let's have a quick look at flight radar, see what's on our horizons. So in terms of outgoings, it looks like we have, what do we have? Ryanair flight to Lanzarote. That is certainly pinging. In terms of incomers, let's have a look. I can see it pushing back. Let's bring the camera to the Lanzarote bound plane. Yes, Mark. Mrs. Plain Sailing Aviation seems to harbour a similar view of my interest in all things planes. To me, it all seems incredibly logical, but apparently not everybody finds aviation quite as enthralling. So apparently, looking into the airport and some of the history, it's quite interesting to discover the first commercial service actually left here in 1947. It was a British European Airways 18-seat Douglas C-47. I meant to look a picture out of that so I could just drop it into the stream, but that's obviously one for another day. Stopping here on its way from Northolt in London onward to Aberdeen and subsequently Shetland, which sounds quite an epic voyage when you think about it. We take so much for granted now in terms of aviation and the places we can go, and yet certainly for us of a certain vintage, that doesn't seem that long ago. Oh, I didn't realise that, John. So the Antonov landings at Birmingham, are they quite regular? At some point, we're going to do a live stream from Birmingham when the daylight and the warmer weather comes upon us. I've watched a couple of streams from there, and I'm quite interested just to try it as something different. I mean, we're originally from the Midlands anyway, so we used to use Birmingham quite a bit for our summer holes and so forth, but never filmed from there, so that would be something new to do. Can't quite get the resolution I wanted, but I was going to say smile, you're on plain sailing aviation, but they'll have to catch it up later. have a quick look into the chat. Oh, plenty of smoke, I see, John. Oh, they definitely sound like something we'd like to catch at some point. Love to film, anyway. Moment to have a quick look at flight radar. I can see quite a few movements on the terminal. So far the signal's absolutely behaving itself today, which definitely a happy thing. The Flybe-8 is back on the move, on its way back to Birmingham. So it looks like we've got a hat trick of outgoers, plus the KLM E190 is on its way out as well. So plenty to look forward to. 195, sorry. 190, what am I talking about? Feels like time for a snack bar once we get through this little mini rush. One of the features you'll find on future live streams is I'm entirely fueled by snack bars. At the minute I'm staying shy from doing that because of the amount of rustling. So this should be the Lanzarote flight. Whether the plane ahead is having to give way, we shall see. So while we politely wait in the queue, just looking for incomings, we have a Logan Air ATR 42-500, which is apparently due in 7 minutes' time. Not quite a nice change of pace. Just looking, we've got a Ryanair that seems to be in a bit of a hold at the minute, the incoming flight from Shannon, so there's obviously some kind of issue afoot. Fortunately, I've not got my radio with me, so I'm a little bit underinformed. Let's have a quick look in the chat. Yeah, the hands, they get to a certain level, I think, Mark, and then you kind of don't feel them anymore. I'm actually looking for some very thin gloves, the sort of like an underglove. I think that's probably what you need when you're operating the camera. I haven't quite found what I want yet. Let's just move the camera over onto the freight terminal. Just give us something else to look at while we're waiting. Any idea what the hold is? Another hole. Oh, cool. Thank you. So, just talking to somebody else who's here spotting. In fact, looking further down, it does seem that we have some kind of runway drama. So that's what the hold is. Not an awful lot of external movement. Let's hope that Ryanair that's in a hold at the minute is plenty on fuel. Oh, there's another Ryanair pushing back, so they must be expecting to open the runway quite shortly. Oh, hi, Elzaro. Gloves with special fingertips so you can use touchscreen tech. That sounds just the job. I suppose you know where I can get them from. Are they an Amazon thing? Oh, while we're waiting, let's cast our eye around, see what else is happening. Anything that's moving. There we go. Just looking, Mark, at your comment about not being able to get the camera off the tripod. It has been pretty cold recently, no question. Yeah, I think once we uncork the traffic, in fact, it looks like we're good to go. Excuse me. Bit of railway action in the background. One of the incidentals about shooting from the 25 end of the runway, you get the railway line in the background. The train you just saw heading into Edinburgh, the opposite direction, takes you over the Forth Rail Bridge and beyond, apparently. Although I've never taken a train journey north of Edinburgh, so that's probably a voyage of discovery for another day. Grateful if someone could let me know in the chat what the picture quality is like. Just had a quick peek. I'm not dropping frames according to the software, which is unusual. Don't get me wrong, I'm not looking to drop frames. I just like to just check in case I've been a bit too conservative. Seems to be a day for a good signal. That runway will not dry out. So I've lost count, but I think the outgoing plane was Alicante, and this one I think is off to Lanzarote. Say goodbye to 5-degree temperatures and say hello to 20 plus. Sounds like the bird patrol are hard at work. I don't know if you can hear that. He's flexing those wings. Up and away. Let's get back to our trusty Dash 8 and its return flight to Birmingham. Where are you? There you are. What a little belter. 14 years old according to Flight Radar. There's something iconic about that sound. The Dash 8, that is, not the perimeter vehicle that's just driven past. Sorry folks, I just took my eye off the ball there. Thing is, when you're as nosy as I am, if there's something that catches your eye away from the camera, before you know it, you're pointing the camera at the wrong thing. That's something I'm going to have to train myself harder on. One of those trains, planes, trains, and we'll find an automobile somewhere. Bon voyage! Let's see what's happening with our Embraer 195. Still plenty of make ready going on there, although I suspect they've finished boarding it. And now to our incomer. There's a couple now. I know we've got a Wizz Air due in. And there's been that Ryanair from Shannon that have been in a holding pattern for a while. I think this is that. At a distance. a quick look in the chat. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate that. So next incomer should be a Logan Air ATR 42500 from Kirkwall. Patiently been waiting his time. Followed by a Wizz Air A321 Neo, which would be nice to see. Don't those hills look majestic in the background? Still traces of snow. Don't know if that comes through well enough with the camera. Here we go. Ooh, that wasn't what I was expecting next in. Lots of exec travel. Lovely. I think with the delay that we encountered earlier on with the runway, it's had the effect of concertinaing the traffic up, which as we come towards our final hour, hopefully that'll enhance the viewing experience. If you like what you see, please do hit that like button. If you are new to this, please do consider subscribing. We really do want to grow the channel. We see ourselves as a small but niche player, so it's not all about size matters and all that. But obviously the way YouTube works, you know, likes and subscription numbers are all part of the equation. So grateful for support that you can give us. Right, this must be the Wizz Air A321 Neo. Let's zoom in and see if I'm right. Yes, I think it is. What a beauty. Oh, some little vapor trails as well. I have something of a weakness for business jets. Not that I ever get to fly on one, you understand, but just seeing this tracking out the corner of my eye, I thought, as much as I like the sight of the Wizz jet, the Wizz Air, I love the biz jet. Make a right. And a left, and straight to the VIP enclosure. British Airways. The Embraer 190 from London City Airport. I think there's supposed to be 2 BA arrivals pretty much back to back. KLM has pushed back, the Embraer 195 E2. They don't normally hang about. And I can see a Jet 2 737 lining up to go, so now the British Airways plane is off the runway. I'm guessing this guy won't hang around, or lady. And here we go. Here we go, some typically nifty KLM taxiing. They never seem to hang around. Good old EasyJet. Sorry? Ah, thank you. Yep, special livery United Airlines on its way out. Seven five 757-200 on its way back to New York. Ooh. Sorry about that, folks. That's cold hands on the switch. Oh, for a hot coffee. Beautiful little baby bus. So here we have Finnair from Helsinki, an Embraer. Oh no, that's a British Airways. I've obviously gone one too many on flight radar. Something to look forward to. Yeah, the next one in should be the Embraer E190 long range. Got visual with it. And behind him we have the Airbus 320 of EasyJet. So a couple of consecutive arrivals while United wait on the tarmac to go. A bit more train action. We squeeze it all in on this channel. Something about the Finnair livery which I just love, its simplicity probably. As much as I enjoy my special liveries, sometimes simple is best. But others may disagree. What do people in the chat think? Beautiful. Right, our United 757 is just about to line up. Anybody know what the livery on this plane represents? Be good to know. They're not hanging about. Ooh, we've aborted. That'll be interesting. Catching the action on plain sailing aviation. And we also have, unsurprisingly, the go-around. That'll be the EasyJet Stansted flight, which obviously now can't go wheels down. Let's get back on that United 757. There we go. Quick peek in the chat. Morning, Carl Shield. James Higginbotham. Sorry, I'm squinting against the light. Political bias, how are you doing? Hopefully nothing too seriously wrong with this plane. Sorry folks, I was just checking the stream. So the next arrival in, let's have a look. That will be an EasyJet A319, a baby bus, on its way in from London Luton. So we're into the final hour of the show, folks. I hope you're enjoying it. Certainly all seems to be happening here at Edinburgh at the moment. Oops. Here's the London Luton flight. Beautiful. I fancy they're in for a fairly hefty delay. Thank you. You too. So next up we have the London Stansted flight, the EasyJet London Stansted flight, the one that had to do the go around due to the abort from the United 757. You can just see her out in the distance at the minute, so she'll be our next arrival as we leave the camera rested on the EasyJet 319. Having a look around the terminal, it looks like the Wizz Air A321 is at a reasonably advanced stage of boarding. Certainly looks that way from here. What else do we have? Oh, and we have an EasyJet outgoer as well. Just get her up quickly. And that's the outgoing Stansted flight. So one in, one out. So let's just have a look at the outgoer. That's the Europcar special livery. And just panning away. Overshot. Yeah, quick look into the chat. Yes, I should have brought my scanner with me, really, shouldn't I? Yeah, there always seems to be something that I forget to put in the box. Would have been handy, but I'm sure we'll find out in due course. Good morning, happy day. Glad you could join us. Who else we got? JRS Aviation, welcome. In terms of the United, sorry, my friend, I do not know. El Zorro Eterno, yes, it's taxied back to the stand. The exact cause, though, is unclear. She certainly made very slow progress on the way back, so it'll be interesting to discover what that was. Right, let's get back to the action. The outgoing Stansted flight, Airbus A320. Here we go. Okay, so in terms of next outward, that looks like that'll probably be this Ryanair 737, which is making its way back to Shannon. That's the one, if you recollect, earlier in the broadcast was in a hold for some time because of the runway drama. going to pan out of it so you can get some of the peaks in the background. It's not quite Zurich, but it's good on the eye. Hope it's like that for you at home. Let's have a quick check on my power actually. See how we're doing. If there's enough traffic, I might just let this run on a little bit past 11 o'clock, depending if there's anything to catch. Oh, let's go into the chat then. James Higginbotham, the United Airlines Her Art here California livery. Okay, I think we caught the Her Art New York livery on a previous expedition to Edinburgh some time ago. So sounds like that's very much a series. We certainly haven't seen the California livery before, so feels worth the petrol for that. Okay. Yes, there is a Delta 767, I think, somewhere down on the deck. Oh. So let's have a quick consultation with Flight Radar, see what the state of the nation is. So as always, that plug to those who've yet to hear the message. If you like what you see, please do give us your support by hitting the like button. It's the easiest way that you can do that for us, and it certainly helps us in relation to YouTube. So that will help promote the channel. I can see on the deck we have a Bombardier Global 5500 that's pinging at the minute. I'll train the camera over there, see if there's anything to be seen. Now that'll be our one. That'll be the AirX. I don't know though. Look, we have some motion, so let's go and follow the action. As I track along with the Ryanair 73, I can also see the Logan Air ATR 42-500 firing back up. So she's out shortly. Not sure where that one's heading, but something for us to watch. You can see who's on finals. That will be on finals now. We have Turkish Airways A321 Neo. So that'll be a nice sight to see. We'll stay with the Logan Air for a little bit longer, whilst she's straight in front of us. There's an iconic shot. It's a Logan Air foot race, a real race. Gorgeous sight. Right, so back to the O25 end of the runway. Pair of Logan Airs waiting. So the incoming is an Air France A320 in from Paris. Couldn't resist tracking the Turkish Airlines A321 back to the terminal. So we've also got a police helicopter overhead. something quite classy about the Air France livery, I feel. Don't know if others agree or not. Never flown with them before. That's an experience for another day, but certainly the externals look good. Right, let's get back to our ATR 42500, which is now waiting its turn. Getting spots of rain. So, final 20 minutes of the official show, folks. As I was saying earlier, if there's traffic and I have enough power left, then I will stick around and run on a little bit more just to see what run time I can actually stretch this to. As I say, it is a test stream really, so all intelligence highly valued. Let's have a quick butchers in the chat. Hi Carl Shield. Emerald Airways, no my friend. I'm afraid I can't offer you that. El Zorro Eterno, love the Logan Airs as well. Yeah, I mean some people have a so what's the term? The flying biscuit tin. But to be honest with you, I quite like them as well. Maybe it's just one of those designs that grows on you. I don't know. So as always, as we get towards the end of the official stream, before we hit any added time, I'll have a look on Flight Radar in a minute just to see what that's going to offer us by way of entertainment, because it has suddenly got a lot darker here. I think the rain is probably not that far off either, but we'll see how we go. But if you haven't given us your like yet, and you like what you see, please do like us. Helps the channel grow. It's the way that YouTube works. And of course, if you're not yet a subscriber, I would warmly encourage you to join us. We're a growing channel, and as with all things, support's crucial if we're going to keep growing. So that's the plug made. Having a quick visual look around the apron. Thought the Wizz Air would have been out by now. I'm not quite sure what time he's due to go. For all the world, that looked to be in an advanced state of readiness. And what do we have here? Oh, there's a helicopter behind me, sadly. It's going to be too much of a faff to transpose the tripod, unfortunately. Looks like that police helicopter that was circuiting earlier on. So what the Air France plane is holding for at the minute, whether there's a bit of a queue in arrivals caused by the industrial action today, I suppose that's a possible explanation. Having a quick look around the terminal, maybe they're short of a berth. Who knows? Right, let's consult Flight Radar, see what we've got. Okay, so the next inward looks to be a Ryanair from London Stansted. That's a Max 8 200. She is going to be in the next 4 minutes or so. She's just lining up for finals. In terms of what's pinging on the apron, the Bombardier Global 5500, still pinging away patiently. Delta Airlines, this is more promising. The 767, that is due out shortly, I believe. I think that's scheduled to go at 10 to 11, so I'm hoping we catch that. I think regardless, we are going to stay for that. So according to this, it might actually go, well, it says 10:40, we're past that point now, but it's pinging, so we can be optimistic. We've also got the British Airways Embraer 190 off to London City Airport. She was due to go at 10 to 11, and according to Flight Radar is on time. We've got a flurry of EasyJets going around at the turn of the hour. According to this, Air France is due to go out at 11:15. I think we beg to differ, given the evidence that's in front of our very own eyes. Right, let's pick up the Ryanair Max 8 that's inbound. That's a little bit premature. Let's pick up the Delta instead then. Turning back to America, let's hope it enjoys more success than the United Airlines plane did a short while ago. I do love the 767. I think direction of travel tells us that, a bit like with the 747, these are going to become less frequently observed in the sky, certainly in a passenger capacity, but let's enjoy it while we've got it. Just out of shot, I can see what I think is the Bombardier Global 5500 that's been pinging for seemingly an age. That will go out straight after the 767. So definitely big fish, little fish. Here we go. Ah, the Air France A320 is now moving. Looks like the arrivals queue must have dissipated to some extent. Right, let's get to our bizjet. At a distance, I think it was the Air that we saw right at the start of the show. But I stand to be corrected. Quick butchers in the chat. Quite agree, El Zorro. That is power. I think this Air France is struggling for a gate. Hope nobody's in a rush. Oops, nearly caught me out while I was checking the monitor. Yeah, it's the Air X. See if she goes up like a rocket. Thought she might have gone up a bit earlier than that. Good thing I'm not betting. Is our Max 8. Just off to Parc Fermé, as I say in Formula 1. Ah, the Wizz Air A321 is just pushing back. So, juice permitting, we'll definitely stay on for that. Hopefully people would like to see that. Hopefully the rain will continue to stay away. Did threaten, but that moment seems to have immediately passed. Here's our friendly Air France A320, still looking for a home. Here's this rather gorgeous A321 Neo. What do people think about the Wizz colour scheme? I quite like it, quite striking. Okay. Yes, Elzoro, I think you're right. I think the holding patterns are stacking the gates. It must have some connection with the border force industrial action. Right, let's have a quick look at flight radar. What do we do before we have flight radar? I think as a child it would have blown my mind. So where are we now? Just approaching 5 to 11. In terms of arrivals, we have, I never say this correctly, so Origny from Guernsey. That should be due in at just 1 minute past the hour. That'll be an ATR 72-800. That's another livery I quite like, even if I'm not particularly great at saying the name. Oh, we have a taxi out. Looks like the Finnair. It's all happening at the turn of the hour. We're going to have something of a A321 fest. Well, as far as two consecutives, or potentially consecutives go. Here we go. Shouldn't be much hanging around. And there isn't. On its way back to Helsinki. So Wizz Air's on the move. Hope you're all able to keep nice and warm at home. Certainly starting to feel the chill now. Gone past hands being cold to feet now being rather cold. Sorry folks, just had to go and wrestle my glasses out of the rucksack. Go back to our A321. There we go. So Wizz Air holding at the minute for the Origny ATR 72-600. Let's have a little look in the chat. Hi JDF Doggo. The maroon on the Wizz reminds me of the old Court Line raspberry ripple colour on their BAC 111 years ago. Well, I'll have to look that one up. Sounds interesting. Tony McCall, yes, it does seem that Edinburgh is becoming a bit more congested. Certainly today. What else have we got? Hi Elzaro, thanks for your like and subscribed and look forward to the launch show. Been a pleasure to have you with us, mate. Stay with us for the final section. Like I say, this will be more added time, I think, bonus time for those of you. I'm on the last cell of my battery, so if you lose me, thank you, everybody. I'm hopeful we've probably got another 15-20 minutes of run time in the tank, but I'm always mindful that the last cell often doesn't last as long as you'd like. Let's have a look, see what kind of traffic we've got. I'll be curious if that United is going to be coming back out. Hearing a bit of engine noise from that quarter. If there's any prospect of that going, I will stay, of course, to try and catch that. So here we are, all the way from Guernsey, the Origny ATR 72-600. You know, I think that 7.5 is actually going to be coming back out. Excellent. That would be a great way to finish the show. Oh, I do like this livery, folks. I quite like the Edelweiss as well. I've never been. It's one of those catches that's eluded me so far. Looks like we have a Logan Air on the way out. We'll come back to that one in a bit. Let's get back to the Wizz Air. Excuse the frozen fingers. So we have an EasyJet A319 departure on its way to Charles de Gaulle Airport, Paris. Bye bye, baby bus. Next to go, I think that'll be the British Airways Embraer 190 on its way back to London City. Which it is. That's always been a place that I've wanted to go and spot at. There's been some good shows there, Speedbird TV and London Plane Spotting, two of the channels that always seem to put on a good show from London City. There seems to be a real niche airport. Certainly one I'd like to visit in the future. Looks like this guy's going to have to get a wriggle on, or lady, because we've got an EasyJet bearing down from London Gatwick, an A320. Here we go. Up and away. Beautiful. Quick peek at what's happening with the United. Doesn't look like that's going anywhere anytime soon. Alright, let's pick up the EasyJet on short finals. I think I'm in a race between camcorder and laptop. Which one's going to run out of battery first? Let's see, shall we? In case I lose you suddenly, thank you for being on the show. Your support's been much appreciated. As ever, please do consider hitting that like button and subscribing. You know, help us grow. It's showtime. That runway isn't half taking some drying out today. I would tell you where this is going, but it doesn't seem to be pinging on flight radar. We're into a little bit of an EasyJet fest. Quick chance to have a pop into the chats. Hi Janet, it's Janet Lowe. Thank you very much. I have been lucky with the weather. And thank you very much. We're looking forward to the launch as well. Hopefully you can join us on the day. But either which way, absolutely chuffed that you're with us today. JRS Aviation, United due at 11:11. You've just tempted me there with a nice little piece of cheese. Yin 777, thank you very much for your kind support as well. Great to see you in the chat. I'm sitting here, I'm standing here now, fingers crossed, thinking I hope I can rustle up enough cell time to catch this United if he does go out imminently. In the meantime, let's see what EasyJet have to offer. So next on the blocks we have an EasyJet A320 on its way to Paphos, which, if my geography is correct, I'd like to think it's the Paphos in Cyprus. Lovely. Turkish Airlines seems to be pinging, so that is great. Another reason for me to extend time if the electricity will permit. Here we go. Going to rest the camera on the Turkish Airlines 321. I'll have a quick look. I can see a further pushback actually. Corner my eye. So we have a British Airways A320 320. Keep panning right. I will find it. There we go. which is off to Heathrow. Looks like we have another BizJet pinging over in the executive park. Bombardier Global 5500. So let's see. Just looking ahead to see what other arrivals we have. There's a Qatar 350 in later. I think last time I was here it caught me out by arriving about 40 minutes early. This sadly won't be the case today. Looks like he's running 9 minutes late. I was thinking if he was going to be arriving significantly earlier, I'd be crossing all my fingers and toes to see if we could get enough battery time to catch him, but that's not going to be an option, sadly. So let's have a quick look in the chat. Hi, Vinnie Brophy. Well, we're delighted to be able to provide some streaming from just down the road from you in Lanarkshire. We love it at Edinburgh Airport. It's just one of those places which, if the weather's reasonably kind, it just gives you a great day's viewing. Who else we got? XY, hi from Eindhoven. Hi, XY. Great you could join the show. James Higginbotham, thanks for the nice stream. That is absolutely our pleasure, James. It's been, as far as tests go, relatively glitch-free, which is really heartening because obviously we are looking forward to launching mid-January. There will be more details on that. It's going to be a double header over consecutive days, and it's going to be an away fixture. That's all I can tell you for the minute. So although Edinburgh and Newcastle will be our principal airports, which we intend to cover regularly, we will also like to get further afield when the opportunity provides. So quite excited about that. Right, let's just have a look and see if there is any other action. It's like the Turkish isn't going anywhere immediately. Ah, here we go. British Airways are moving. I'm starting to think the camera had frozen. You can see somebody on short finals. And that's the EasyJet flight from Munich, a A319. Hi, Stanley Stevens. That's aviation for you. Delighted you've enjoyed our show, my friend, and look forward to you joining us with future ones. Um, yeah, there is something about, I think it's one of the LA streams, you talk about being the home of the one more plane. And I think that's just the nature of aviation. Oops, let's just pan out. There we go. Don't want to miss the incoming Munich flight. Lovely little A319. I'll try and get a photograph of that on his way back up. In the meantime, let's catch the British Airways A320 departure. Well, according to flight radar, the Turkish Airlines is due to go at 11:35, which is several minutes from now. In terms of arrivals, there isn't anything particularly imminent, so I think we will stay live for the Turkish A321, or as long as our battery will last for that. But that will be us after that. Let's just have a check and see if there's any updates on the United Airlines. The stairwell is still at the back of the plane, so I'm not thinking that is a particularly encouraging situation. Yeah, flight radar have that as unknown now in terms of prospective departure. So let's see. Let's see some movement. how much battery we've got. So, question for the chat. Obviously, there's a lot of live streams out there at the minute, some really good coverage. But are there any UK airports that you currently would like to see more from that you just don't seem to get a look in at the minute? Obviously, people tend to go where the traffic's at, but it just seemed an appropriate question to ask. Also, that perennial from me, if you're able to give us a like, please do. Please consider subscribing if you haven't yet had that consideration. And it's been a real pleasure to have you all with us today. I'm just intending to stay for the Turkish departure, but if it delays beyond the published time, then I think we'll just have to draw the line. Otherwise, I'll be losing all the power and not able to shut everything down properly. What we got there? Nip across through the exec park and onwards to the freight hub. Well, that is one striking livery. Bit of a swoosh. Oh, and our Turkish plane is now on the move. Just as well, because I've just got the 5 minutes remaining flip up. Hopefully we can get this plane up in the sky by then. Be a great way to finish the show. So please do look out for the live stream official launch in January. We'll put out a community post in front of the event, and also we're on Twitter as well. So if we'll definitely keep everybody in the loop in advance. Hi James, East Midlands Airport and Luton. Yeah, East Midlands used to be our local airport and they have some great freight traffic. Big Jet did a great night feature recently. Luton also looks interesting, so we'll have a good look at that one as well. I think Speedbird covered that. I remember watching a Speedbird show from there some months ago. I think Chris was filming from a car park perspective. It was absolutely, the shots were amazing. I think he had to move from there, but it definitely left the idea that that was potentially a good place to go and film. So both tips warmly appreciated, thank you. Oh, this feels like a race against time. My battery versus the plane. In fact, I think we've got an EasyJet in on short finals, so something to keep us ticking over. In fact, we've got a couple. There's an Aer Lingus ATR 72 tracking in behind the EasyJet as well, so we might finish with a bit of a flurry. Hi Janet. Yes, it has been a good day for filming. We in the past we've tended to do weekends. I mean, I'm not quite sure what you call today. Technically, it's midweek, but we're sort of in that Christmas holiday season. But the level of traffic definitely drew us here today. So it's been a bit of a bonus, really, as has the lack of rain. Oh, we have Ryanair pushing back as well. Remember, if I lose you suddenly, it's because I'm out of juice. So, you know, I'll say it again. Thank you very much for your kind support. It really has made today feel worthwhile. So thank you. I'm just going to roll the cameras till it stops. Or the Turkish Airlines plane gets to the sky, whichever the sooner. Uh-oh. I'm just going to change the camcorder battery because that is the one thing I am able to extend slightly. So you will lose the picture briefly. but I will be straight back on that. It's the laptop that I'll be out of power permanently, so just bear with me. There we go, back up. So this will be the Aer Lingus ATR 72 on our way in. Sorry about that, folks. I couldn't resist taking a picture as she came in and unfortunately lost track. And we're just waiting on a Flybe arrival. We have a Havilland Canada-8 400 on her way in from Belfast. So that's a pleasant surprise. Poetry in motion. Well, as we have one A321 going out, we have another A321 on its way in. British Airways literally on finals now. So I figure we'll take the Turkish, battery permitting, take the British Airways, and if folks want, I'll stick around for the Ryanair that's currently waiting in the queue. And I think that absolutely rounds us up. Here we go. Beautiful. Oh, and here we go. Ooh, that's a bit bouncy. Sounds like an old washing machine. Right, the sound I've just heard in my headphones tells me that's it, folks. Or is it telling me something else? Sorry, I had to investigate that. Well, let's take the Ryanair takeoff. Right, our final action will in fact be this EasyJet A320 from Krakow. Kind of fell into my lap. Like all of us South geeks, there's always one more plane, isn't there? But this really will be the last one for the show. So thank you very much for your kind support today. Look out for our announcements for our official go live. It's been an absolute pleasure having you. And being able to provide a stream for your entertainment. So if you liked it and you haven't done so already, please do hit that like button. If you've not subscribed to the channel and you've liked what you've seen, please do subscribe. Help us grow. It really does make a difference. So enjoy the rest of your day and look forward to seeing you next time out. Goodbye.